I threw a wish in the well. Don't ask me, I'll never tell. I looked at you as it fell, and now you're in my way. I trade my soul for a wish, pennies and time for a kiss. I wasn't looking for this, but now you're in my way. Your steel was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you. When this is crazy, with my number, to call me baby. Let's start to look right, like you baby. With my number, to call me baby. Hey, I just met you. When this is crazy, with my number, to call me baby. And all the other girls try to chase me. With my number, to call me baby. Your time with the call, I took my time with the ball. You gave me nothing at all, but still you're in my way. I'm making borrow and steal, at first sight and it's real. I didn't know I would feel it, but it's in my way. Your steel was holding, ripped jeans, skin was showing. Hot night, wind was blowing. Where you think you're going, baby? Hey, I just met you. When this is crazy, with my number, so call me baby. Start to look right, like you, baby. With my number, so call me baby. Hey, I just met you. When this is crazy, with my number, so call me baby. And all the other girls try to chase me. With my number, so call me baby.
The following show features stupid opinions and ideas from two idiot brothers who probably did little research and practiced zero due diligence on the topic at hand. The MLO Bros' opinions do not reflect the views of their employer, guests, sponsors, families, neighbors, or pets. If you do not like what they are saying and don't agree with their views or opinions, don't watch the show. We can promise we do not care. Welcome to the worst show on the internet.
We are live on Facebook and Instagram for the first time, Isaac.
We are live on Instagram on the MLO Bros Instagram page right now. If you want a different angle of the show, go check it out. You can see
Chris said
None of it. It's not flattering to see the person on the show.
but we're working on it. It's a work in
The
progress.
dog might look okay.
Yeah,
That's about it.
it's a much less flattering angle.
But if you're watching from Instagram right now, yeah, I guess you can hear us. So, but it's just a different angle. So
I'm working on the sound part.
yeah,
That's in the works because I got to figure out a way to get.
I have no way of
What's that?
sharing this, do
on
No,
Instagram,
you
no,
can't.
we need to
You
figure it
can't
out.
share it on Instagram.
Well, you can, but
You don't think we're public?
I don't think we're public.
No, it's public because I looked at your profile. I just don't think you can share.
So
I don't think you can
annoying.
share a story to a story. I think once it's done and it's posted to your story, then I
Then
think
you
you can
can.
share it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I have to literally join in on it.
Yeah.
All right.
Interesting.
Well, anyways, welcome to the MLO Bros. If you're watching right now, please like and share this. We get the word out. We have two members of the Animal Charity of Ohio. Before we start, please notice our sponsors on the bottom, Century 21, Kelly Herron, and also the fantastic Tales of Merriweather and Perryweather kids book. Really cool. You can check that out online. And then also our forever sponsor, Valley Insurance Group, aka Mayor Tim from Poland, Ohio. So and let's meet our guests. Let's start with the guy that let's start with the guy that everybody seen before, and they're like, why is he looks so familiar?
Yeah. So my name is Chris Anderson. I am here as a board member of Animal Charity. We're Mahoning County's only humane society, and we're also a low-cost veterinary clinic, among a bunch of other things. So I'll let our humane agent here tell everybody more about it. But
Hi, I'm Jane. I am one of the humane agents, and I am the director.
There you go.
Is that, you want to start over?
No, we heard you. Go ahead.
Okay. I am the director and one of the humane agents at Animal Charity. We've been around for 60 years, serving as the only organization in Mahoning County to investigate crimes against companion animals. So animal cruelty, hoarding, abandonment, abuse, neglect. We're the guys that go.
Who's that?
This is Princess Peach.
And
Let's
the story of Princess Peach.
Yeah, crazy.
Can we hear that?
Yeah. On February 28th, myself and our other full-time agent, Jess, we were called by the city of Youngstown to respond to a house in the north side.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it was like a crazy situation. 3 days prior to us arriving, somebody was going to the hospital. 2 people were going to the hospital from this house for carbon monoxide poisoning.
Okay.
One of which had a heart attack from it.
Okay.
And when the paramedics went, they said, hey, can somebody let the code enforcement officers know? Code enforcement then followed up 3 days later, check out the house.
What did they see? Like, did
They said it was a zoo.
Oh.
They called us that morning and were like, hey, you guys need to get down here right now. I hadn't even had coffee. I'm like, not awake. I'm in my personal vehicle. She's in her personal vehicle. We just head down there because we never know until we get there if it's legit.
Right.
So the neighbors didn't notice anything? It was
now they say, oh, we always saw chickens outside, or we always saw but nobody ever called. Like, we had no history of this house whatsoever, like for us, of it being like a zoo.
Yeah.
You know, so we got there and sure enough, it was a freaking zoo. There were 52 animals inside.
How many?
52. That's alive and deceased.
Oh.
Yeah. And I mean, it could have been the carbon monoxide. It could have been just.
Is the carbon monoxide from the poo?
No, they had no utilities. So they were running like these massive.
They had like propane heaters, didn't they?
Yeah.
That was making carbon monoxide.
And
killing themselves.
Basically.
Wow.
Yeah. And the one person that was there had said, hey, I passed out and hit my head last night. We're like, okay, it's been 3 days. So I was like, nobody's allowed inside until fire department comes and clears it again. So fire department came back out. It took forever. We were there for hours and hours. We had to wait for the wildlife officer for the state to show up. I had to have like.
Wait, why the wildlife from the state show up?
Because there were wildlife.
There were animals that aren't companion animals.
Like if they're living in
like raccoons?
There were
like what?
Her pet raccoon, which she didn't know was deceased, and there was a wild raccoon in its place, and she didn't know.
So she thought the wild raccoon was
her pet.
Oh my god!
Yeah, and her pet raccoon was deceased. Yeah, and then there was a really big breakdown of communication as far as like English to Spanish. We had an interpreter.
Wow.
We had an interpreter there, but when they were saying the things out loud, they were saying like there are armadillos, but there were actually hedgehogs. They were saying
they didn't know what the animals were.
Not in English. So they were telling us they were telling us all sorts of things.
Right.
But they didn't. The communication was off because of the translation.
Yeah. So we were expecting different things than we got, but we did get like, I don't know, 15 different species of animals.
Yeah.
It was very much Noah's Ark. There were 2x2.
Yeah.
It was
snakes.
crazy.
Snakes in the basement. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Turkeys.
Wow.
Turkeys.
There were turkeys?
Yeah, 2.
That.
Uh-huh.
And I mean, you hunt, Luke. Have you ever encountered a friendly turkey?
Dude, no, they're nasty.
terrible.
Yeah, they're nasty, mean things.
To be honest, these ones were so sweet.
Oh, really?
But I think it's because they're so sick and
Yeah,
injured.
right.
Now that they're starting to feel better, they're playful and they're fun, but I don't think they don't know that they're wild animals.
So who has them? Do you?
We have them at foster at a farm that we work with called Rebel Rescue Ranch in Mahoning County.
Wow.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, and then there were snakes and there was a tortoise that was it's like maybe 50 pounds.
Holy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Where did these people get all these things?
Rogers.
Yeah.
Of course they did.
Yeah. They had like receipts from Rogers.
Whoa.
For the animals.
Man, I would legally. Can they argue that like, hey, those are my animals? I paid for them. I have a receipt.
Yeah, and they're not getting charged for that. They're not getting charged for that.
Okay.
What they're getting charged for is the fact that they had those animals. No matter how you got an animal, or if that animal has a working purpose, if it's a working dog, a therapy dog, an emotional support animal, whatever, you still can't beat it. You can't torture it. You can't let it live in feces.
Yeah.
You just can't do that.
Wow.
So
that makes sense. Yeah. So that's what you're getting charged for.
So can we talk a little bit? I want to get into some of these stories and stuff like that. And obviously there's good stories too, not just, bad stories like this, because I hear. Yeah, there's a lot of good, but people.
There's not a. I
There's
mean,
not a lot.
not that we deal with. I mean, we adopt animals out, and that's amazing. But
That's what I'm talking about.
yeah, those are amazing
That's
stories.
what I like.
Yes,
I mean,
happy
I know,
endings.
Yeah,
Unfortunately for the humane aspect of our work,
Yeah.
it's
you're gonna
it's
hear a
crap.
lot of stuff.
It's all crap.
Well, let's talk about the actual animal charity.
Yeah.
So you said it started 60 years ago.
60 years ago this year, in
Wow.
a garage of this the late Dr.
Yeah.
Gene Kelty
And
her
where did it
husband.
start? Was it in Youngstown?
It was in, I think they were in the Boardman side, and then
Okay.
they were on South Avenue. They started in their garage, and then they were on South Avenue in like a really small building, and then it's moved and evolved. Now we're in a 1940s bank on Market Street. I have
Okay,
a
right.
rental in Canfield, and we're just like,
And how many people do you have working?
there's about 25 staff out of the 2 buildings, and we should be like 40.
Oh yeah, I think
So-
everybody. Is your mic on? Hello? Yeah, it's red. We got all kinds of problems.
Princess.
Hello.
Hi.
Come on, Bob.
So let's see here.
The older and larger dogs of the house, I have to try and speak Spanish to them. It's really fun.
So what are you doing? So you're a volunteer then, Chris? or
No,
what do
so I volunteer. I help out where I can. I'm a board member.
okay.
So I essentially there's what's our board up to now? 13 people, I think. 12, 13.
12,
Yeah,
13.
because it's a charity organization,
Correct.
obviously, right? So
So we essentially ensure that the folks that work at Animal Charity have the resources that they need, that the organization the organization continues into the future in a sustainable way.
okay.
Basically, when we're like, "Hey, mom, what do we do?" They're
Yeah.
there to support us for sure
Awesome.
and guide us.
Awesome. And then is it just community members on the board, or is it?
Yeah. There's a
Just
few people from around the community.
Justin Coffin, who you guys were on
Yeah,
3
yeah.
His sister's the board president.
Yeah.
Said that
Yes.
today.
Mhm.
He
Yeah,
did say
Shelly's
that
the board president. Trying to think of some other folks that you might know. Lisa Resnick's on the board
Yeah,
as well.
absolutely.
Trying to think of some people in the real estate community. that I
Kristen
know that you might
Demitovich,
know.
we talked about her brother Jimmy Demitovich.
Yep.
He's working on our capital campaign, but she's on our board as well.
Awesome.
My wife is actually also on the board.
Sarah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mhm.
What are the responsibilities of board members? I'm sorry if I missed it.
Direct.
Yeah, I mean,
Basically-
essentially, we make sure that the people who actually keep the ship afloat have the resources that they need. We fundraise. We recently, not to steal anybody's thunder, but we just recently purchased a building that we are launching our capital campaign to renovate so that we can consolidate all of our operations.
We're out of space. Like, we
we're out
have
of
no
space.
room
Really?
for animals.
Yeah, I mean,
So
you
full.
guys should stop into our Market Street location
Yeah.
and see what Jane and her team deal with every single day.
Packed.
It's nuts.
Yeah.
I think I had to in
Um,
high school. I think I had to like help out there or something for some kind of like.
It's a lot
community
different
service
now
thing.
after COVID.
Is it?
I mean, we can't even have people come through our doors, like the
Still?
public.
Really?
Well, not because of that aspect of COVID, but because COVID really killed our industry, and we're bringing so many more animals that we had to literally pull the chairs out of our lobby and fill it with enclosures for animals.
People, I call them COVID animals, but like people adopted them when they were at home.
Is there a board out of their minds?
Yeah, and then they went back to work, and
You don't even think of that.
That makes
until that-
so much sense.
Yeah,
though.
because you're home. Oh, let's get a
Yeah.
pet, and then you go back. And you're not home anymore.
The problem is that those people that are getting evicted out of those homes that just leave their animals behind.
Oh,
that's so
That's when
sad.
everything blew up, when that moratorium of
Oh, it
evictions,
ran out.
That was
Oh.
like terrible for us. I don't know if I can swear. I keep like
No,
Go
no,
crazy.
Okay. yeah.
please.
I mean, that was the worst situation. The amount of animals locked in closets, locked in homes that we were having to go and rescue.
So-
yeah. I mean, so like, what was the number on the one we just talked about? Was what, 54?
yeah,
That's probably what, less than triple some of the biggest ones we've had, like hundreds
Mhm.
of cats at a time.
yeah, in one house.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're expecting to get around 800 animals this year.
800. So you get 8. Is that normal?
No. Last year we did 667. 2020, first year of COVID, we
Mhm.
did 419
So you're expecting to double because the
Mhm.
people are continuing to.
to abuse animals. And we don't take in owner surrenders. So if somebody's like, "Hey, I can't keep my cat, I'm moving," We're like, well, you're SOL with us because you know
we can't.
go find somewhere else. Like
Yeah.
we don't have any space, so we're literally no strays. It's just animals that are part of abuse, cruelty, and investigations, like
Right.
where we can take them to court.
So one thing I always say, since we have you in here, in a question, or people always ask, I've had people call actually us because it was like, just because I don't know why, because we tend to be the people to call whenever something happens. I have no idea why what
I
we
love
turned
that.
into.
I love that.
So like we've had people call about animals being left outside.
Mhm.
So, and it's cold.
Mhm.
What
Yeah.
what is the rule? Is it a
Mhm.
is it a city rule, township? Is it a county
Yes,
rule?
all of those.
All of those?
It's-
What's the rule?
It goes for, we're only from Mahoning County, first of all.
Okay, well, let's just
Okay.
talk about Mahoning County because
Okay.
we're there
So
right now.
each township city has their own ordinances.
Okay.
Okay. So they all get to regulate how and if they want animals allowed to live outside. Okay.
Right.
So to control those ordinances, you have zoning or you have the police officers.
Okay.
Okay. We are not allowed to enforce ordinances by law.
Because you're not from the
We
township, you're from
are-
the county.
We're from the state.
The state. Okay.
Yes. We are appointed through the state of Ohio.
All right. So
We
you're not even
use-
county employees then.
No.
Oh, because you're a state officer kind of thing then, right?
Yeah, we go through the same the OPATA is for police officers training in Ohio. It's the same. There's a
Okay.
branch of it for humane agents.
Mm.
So yeah, no, we can't enforce any of those. So it's up to the police and the code enforcement. So if you see a dog outside, you can call and report it to us, and yes, we will go and investigate. But if it doesn't fall within our set of laws,
You got to call in whoever.
you have to call your local law enforcement.
Wow.
And our laws are shit for Ohio. They're so bad
Yeah.
and federally, but specifically for what, like food, water, shelter.
That's
And
all they
shelters
Vet
very
care.
loosely defined.
Yes, like a
It's
tree.
tree is shelter. I
Yeah.
I remember I
Yeah.
remember someone complaining about that. It's
Mhm.
a tree, right?
Yeah. So if
Wow.
there's an animal outside, but see, here's the thing.
What if it's freezing?
Well, it doesn't say. It says
Wow.
for our organization, if there's a weather advisory as
Mhm.
far as like cold or heat,
Yeah.
then we will go out and use exigent circumstances and remove those animals and take you to court for it, which we did December 23rd when there was the cold snap.
Yeah.
And we do that in the heat, and we do those things. We use our best judgment to know as animal husbandry experts if that animal is going to survive or able to survive or not. And if not, we're going to take it. We're going to seize it, and you're
Wow.
going to go to court.
What happens? So when they go to court, so if I leave my animal out,
Yeah.
and you take me to court,
Mhm.
so the judge, I mean, what
So-
happens? So then,
First off, no matter what, if an animal is removed and we're seizing that animal for whatever we're investigating, then we have 10 days or the next available court date, depending on how slow your court is, to go in, and we will determine if probable cause was had within the court for us to be able to lawfully remove those animals.
got it.
Okay. That doesn't mean those are the criminal charges. That
Okay.
just means because animals in the state of Ohio are considered property,
Yeah.
like a lawnmower.
Right.
It's absurd. It's
Yeah,
unbelievable.
right,
There's no real determination there. So we have to be able to say, this is our probable cause. This is what we thought. And the
Mhm.
judge will sit there and rule on, yes, you had probable cause. After that point, the reason that you do that is because the person that you're removing that animal from has
him. She's trying to get back to you. Sorry, she was trying
No,
to get
you're
back to
good.
him. Stupid judge, bad judge of character.
uh,
Sorry.
no, you're good. Animal owners basically they can keep ownership of their animal, and if they want, then they don't want to sign that animal over, then we're going to give you a care bond while
Okay.
we care for your animal, and we're going through the court process. If you don't want to sign that animal over to us, so they have to pay bond for their animal.
Wow.
Every 30 days, set by the court.
Yeah.
If they don't, they lose.
Wow. Almost
ownership.
like somebody getting arrested and getting
Correct.
off on bond.
Same
Wow.
and that's for every single animal in the home, and then criminal charges would follow.
Wow.
Mhm.
Okay, and let's say, I mean, you have to run into people who don't know, right? Like,
Nobody knows.
right? Like,
Literally,
I'm
nobody
not
knows.
allowed to leave I'm not allowed to leave my dog outside. What are you talking about?
Right. You're not allowed. If you're not home, you're not allowed to leave your dog outside.
Yeah. See, and like people probably don't know that's a rule, correct?
Right. And it goes, like I said, it goes by
Yeah.
ordinance. So like in the city of Youngstown and the city of Camelot, 60 minutes. They can be outside for 60 minutes, but you have to be outside.
With them.
Yes.
Right.
Wow. I don't know what pole. I gotta look up. I know.
Or I'm sorry, not outside. You have to be home. You have to be home
Okay.
for 60 minutes. They are
Okay.
allowed to be outside at a time.
Okay.
But that, like, you can't. That you have to take them off the chain
Yeah.
and bring them inside for
Oh, I
that.
didn't know that.
Yeah,
I wonder if Poland's. I know the village and the township have 2 different rules. I know that.
you don't have a chain dog problem in Poland.
Okay.
There are mostly neighbor disputes.
With barking.
I mean, we got-
barking
I
dogs.
should, yeah, we get
Yeah.
a lot. But that's also something we don't deal with. We have to tell people, call code enforcement, call
Right.
the police.
Okay.
But I mean, we got called to investigate in Poland today.
Yeah.
I mean, we did.
Yeah.
I mean, there are,
Yeah. Wow.
you know,
Oh, it doesn't surprise me at all.
The only situation I had was in my condo. It looks out into my neighbors, and they recently moved, or last year they moved, but they had like a lab that was outside, and they let the lab out for an extended period of time, and it just barked in the backyard forever.
Mhm.
But then it got really cold one night. They let him out, and he's like barking turns to whimpering by the door, whimpering turns
see,
to like
at that point, you
screaming by
should
the
have
door.
called 911.
No, I went and banged on the
Oh,
door.
did you?
I was like, let your freaking dog
don't
inside.
don't do what he does. You're
Yeah.
gonna not
I
want to
said-
take
I
things
said,
into
let
your
the
own
dog
hands.
in.
That's
Inside.
typically good life advice for.
Yeah, let the
I
law
said,
enforcement.
let your dog inside. So I rang
Yes.
the doorbell. They didn't answer. And then I started banging on the door and saying, hey, let your dog inside. I know you're home. Like, I can see your lights on. I'm your neighbor. They let the dog in. Yeah, I
Yes,
can-
don't do
I'm
that.
your
If
neighbor.
you're watching, don't do that.
Yeah. No, they were cool, though. But I'm
They-
like, I know you're inside. Let your freaking dog in. He's been outside
But
for over an
Yeah.
hour.
Most of the people
Freezing
watching us
outside.
probably know not like Chris
Yeah.
said. That's good life lesson.
But
not
then,
to do
but then
we
what
do.
they did was for the rest of that winter, they let the dog out, kept the door open, and just
really.
Hey, if that's their heat bill.
They're probably like that psycho guy next door to come over.
yeah, don't let
The guy with the
dog.
dachshund's going to come yell at me.
Yeah, the guy with the wiener dog.
All
Yeah.
right. So, question. So, if there is a dog that is outside 24/7, has a fenced-in small area with a doghouse and food and shelter, you can't report them, even if the dog never gets out of that area unless they break out.
Okay. So if this was, no matter what portion of Mahoning County this was in, if you have any reason of concern that the dog is outside constantly, not getting the proper food or water, or the shelter is questionable, or neglect is possible with how long it's out there, call and we'll go check it out and determine. But I'm trying to.
I mean,
Really, all of those things. If it has food, it has shelter. You can report anything you want. I mean, that's not going to stop anything. Yeah, if it
It's
has,
just a matter of whether we can
if
do
it-
anything about it.
it's
or
not so much it's not so much the food aspect. It's more the water. They have to have shelter and water.
so just being,
Access to food.
just being outside isn't in Mahoning County isn't unless it's freezing cold,
Yeah. Mhm.
right?
Right. And like that's the thing.
But-
Like if I know people don't want animals living in a fenced in kennel
Mm-hmm.
in a backyard and not getting the love, but per the law, our laws suck. It doesn't say anything about men,
Right.
like
Because
And
you
I
hate-
think it's possible
treating
to have
them.
an outside dog in and stay comfortable. Like,
because the problem is so the problem is it's like the way a lot of people were raised, because 30, 40, 50 years ago,
yeah,
dogs weren't always inside the house. You know
Yeah,
what I mean? Like
yeah.
that's just how it was. Like I think it now, again, maybe it's just me, but dogs more like when I was growing up,
yeah,
we had a dog that was outside.
yeah.
If it rained or snowed, he'd come in and we'd put him in the basement.
Oh, that's how Champ was.
Not Champ, Bandit.
Oh, Bandit.
He never came in the main part of the house, but he was in the basement and he had a carpet, and we'd go down and play with him in the basement.
During his crazy.
okay.
phase
So
of
the
being
problem
a
is that there's too many people that aren't bringing their animals
Yeah,
in when
Correct.
Yeah.
or feeding them or giving
Yeah,
them
see,
water,
yeah,
or taking them
right.
to a vet, getting them a
Right,
rabies shot.
right.
That's the problem. Having an outside dog, like you said,
Yeah,
is not what we're talking
not a
about.
problem.
Not what we're talking about.
But
I mean,
some-
do
but
I
some-
think
but-
it's a problem?
Yeah, but see, I was
wouldn't
gonna
do
say,
it. I
yeah,
would
exactly.
never
But
do
I was
that,
gonna say
but-
some people think
but
that's
per
a
the
problem.
law,
Right, exactly.
it's not breaking the law.
And I wouldn't do that now either. There's no
Right,
way.
absolutely.
Yeah, there's no way.
But per what we're enforcing,
right.
that's all about education. So,
Yeah.
I mean, we could get 50 calls and 40 of them, we are educating the public. We're speaking to them about making changes. Hey, we'll be back in a week. Change your water back to
That dog loves
to be
you.
like this.
Look at her. Look at her. She's trying to get you.
Come on. We had some private time.
Dude, she's totally trying to get to you.
I want a little girl dog.
Let me see if she can.
No, we're good. Thanks.
Princess Peach.
we're
She
good.
totally just went over to you.
Dad,
Yes.
Princess
Look at her.
Killing everyone's
Oh,
Marshall's gonna be so mad when I get home.
Sure.
smell her.
He's gonna be so mad.
We have 75 other dogs that you can come and pick one out.
75.
Yeah.
Are you pooping? You smell like you're farting or something,
Maybe
darling.
she left you a present somewhere.
She might have.
I don't see anything.
Maybe you're just gassing. That's okay.
Well, she did eat
She's
dinner at
stressed.
6
She's stressed.
p.m., so.
Education is the key. See, that's kind of what I was getting at. Yeah, it's like education, right? It's people don't know.
Yeah, that's Shelly, our board president,
Yeah.
and she makes a good point. We don't call people back. We don't call people back. If you're calling the humane department, we ask you to leave your address or not your address, but the address of what's going on and what needs to be checked out, because we are literally on the road hours and hours and hours a day checking this out. We can't sit there and answer the phone.
Yeah.
So we expect people to leave a message and move on. And if it's an emergency, call 911.
Right.
Just call 911. They
Yeah.
have we have a dispatch. Like, they'll call us.
The other thing I'm thinking too is just, so let's say there is a dog outside, and let's say even it has food and water, but it's out there all the time, and you guys just go to investigate.
Mhm.
That might even send a message to the people that have that dog.
Yeah.
Does that, you don't know? It's just going to piss them off even more.
Pisses them off, though. I know exactly who called. It takes a lot more. Like, you have to really, really work with people and really feel them out, because sometimes.
Do you get people that are like, get off my
Yeah, we can't go places without police anymore.
Yeah, because you're going to get freaking shot.
100%. We
Yeah,
wear
that makes
bulletproof
total sense.
vests.
Yeah, I bet, right?
Yeah. Oh yeah, we have our badges. We have bulletproof vests. Like, no weapons, because
Wow.
But yeah, no, it's not safe.
Wow.
100% not safe.
Yeah, I believe
terrifying.
that.
The other aspect too is, and like, people don't ever put two and two together, but like, all of the major headlines that you see, some even in Trumbull, some mostly in Mahoning County, but any crime spree, shooting spree, gun violence, drug raid, chances are we're getting called to that house. Like,
Because there's
90% chance.
because there's an animal.
Because there's animals, and everybody's
Whoa.
either shot dead or getting arrested.
What a fun job
In
you
situations
I know.
like that,
Jeez.
Yeah.
what's the animal doing usually when you get there?
Pissed because of all the law enforcement. They're usually terrified and just trying to protect themselves, and they're afraid,
Yeah.
or they're dying or dead.
have. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
Wow. And have you ever been attacked by a dog or anything?
no, not by dog.
Animal attack? Turkey?
The other humane agent just texted me and she said, "Do you guys want to go on a ride along?"
I'm good.
A ride
Yeah,
along?
me and her go out every day. You can come.
Go ahead, Luke.
I'll go. I need someone to go film though.
It's almost cat hoarding season.
I'm good, dude.
Oh, I don't.
We'll bring Joe Danier with us.
Okay,
and-
I'm in.
yeah.
If Joe goes, I'll go.
Yeah, and
Joe
we'll
and
have
I
him
will
film
go.
because he's filmed some stuff for us before.
We'll get Joe and I.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why don't you want to go? You don't want to see it, do you?
I'm good. I do not want
You
to.
don't wanna
I'd
say that.
rather remain.
But
Now she's gonna
Oblivious.
take a poop.
Go ahead, baby. Get it out. We'll clean it up. Don't worry.
She doesn't know if she should or not.
Go ahead, it's okay.
Scared.
Oh.
Yep.
okay.
She,
Yeah.
one
Third.
little. It's
That's
the
not bad.
smallest poop in the world.
Ain't bad.
Oh my god.
hand me those poop towels, please.
Are-
This is a MLO bro first. We got some dog food.
Shelly's calling you out.
All right, I'm in. I'm in. Yeah, if we set that up with Joe, I'll totally go. That would be the thing is too. I think it would be good if we filmed it, videotaped it, and
Oh,
then
yeah.
people could see it. I mean, I think it'd be
Oh,
amazing.
absolutely.
Absolutely. So, all right, cool.
I mean, we'll have you sign a lot of waivers, but
Do you have an extra large
bulletproof vest?
bulletproof vest?
Do not.
Okay.
We'll
awesome.
borrow one. We'll borrow one.
I'll
from-
call the
one of-
chief in Poland and be like, "Hey, can I borrow a bulletproof vest?"
I'm
He's gonna be
sure-
like, "What do you want a bulletproof vest?"
One of
for?"
our friends will let you borrow theirs.
All right. Wow. So you guys have an event coming up, correct?
We do. So we have our largest annual fundraiser is called the Fur Ball. Yeah, it's next Friday at the Blue Wolf Event Center on Meridian Road. We're super excited about it. We have almost 450 tickets sold. It's totally sold out.
It's sold out.
Totally sold out.
Holy cow!
So we're really excited because we're using it as the opportunity to really launch our capital campaign to start raising money to renovate this building that we've recently purchased on I forget the name of the street because it's on one of those like wonky.
Well, it's a Southern Boulevard address, but it's on that envelope terrace.
Yeah.
She went straight to the door following you.
Dude, she loves you.
She does.
No, I'll say the same thing that I said to my buddy who's a cop in Liberty, who tells me all the time we need to go on a ride along. I'm like, dude, in a stressful situation, I'm not the guy you want in the car with you, because I'm gonna be freaking out. I'm too emotional. Like, I know my strengths, I know my weaknesses. You do not want me, especially in a situation where somebody's doing something really stupid and there's like dogs involved. Like, I'm gonna be screaming. Like, I don't want to be there.
I am that person that I tell people this all the time. I struggle biting my tongue.
Yeah,
dealing with some people, and so I will have to put myself in the van.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't be very good at that.
Yeah,
I would not. I can't.
yeah. I'd be like,
I
Luke,
mean-
Luke, go put yourself in the van, please.
Yeah, I mean, come on. I'm terrible.
I get
can't-
the look. I get the look from Jess, and she's like,
I can't keep my mouth. I mean, I can't keep my mouth shut at all.
I can't help it sometimes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
Mhm.
it's a
Sometimes you
passionate
just have to tell
situation.
people they're being an idiot.
Yeah, that's
Man.
rough.
Mm.
That is rough.
I looked at one guy recently, and I was like, I literally can't stand here and listen to what's coming out of your mouth anymore.
Yeah.
And I turned around and walked away.
Yeah.
I just kind of.
So the new building, you're gonna have a capital campaign. Where is it, and how big is it? In South
it's-
Avenue.
Oh God, how
Southern
big is it?
Boulevard.
Yeah,
It's
Southern Boulevard.
22,000 square feet.
Jeez.
It's a warehouse. It's a big boy warehouse.
Southern Boulevard.
8469. So it's the same. It's directly in line with Mercy Health Boardman. It's just right there at that corner of McClurg and
Okay.
Southern.
Oh, you're right there.
Mhm.
Oh,
Yeah.
awesome.
Yeah, so we'll be able to consolidate all of our operations in Canfield, all of our operations in Youngstown. We'll be centrally located to be able to be able to better serve all of the county.
Awesome.
We won't
But
cry whenever we do large rescues anymore because we
Yeah.
don't know where to put them.
Yeah, and like the
we'll
setup.
also be able to not to cut you
No,
off.
go ahead.
But we'll also be able to, she'd mentioned that we have animals that were taken out of the situation we just talked about that were non-companion animals.
What does that mean?
So like turkeys, things like that we just physically can't care for.
Okay.
We don't have the permits for them. We don't have the space for them.
So we'll be able to provide the space for those because we'll have, what's the
2 farm
there it is.
stalls
She knows a
for
lot more
large
than I
animals
do.
like horses.
Mhm.
Like
In this building.
yeah,
Wow.
because I mean, I will tell you, we rescue a lot of farm animals and large animals and stuff like that, but they're never from farms. They're all from the city of Youngstown.
Horses.
Whoa.
Oh yeah, just recently too.
Where do they usually like
In,
at?
on a side street.
Really?
Like, just tied up to a tree or something?
Yep. Like Jess, who's the chief? She's the chief of the humane department.
Okay.
She was assaulted while we were rescuing 2 pigs in the hood. It was like so crazy.
Assaulted by neighbors.
No, by the owner of the pigs
Okay.
for rescuing his pigs. He went after her. He's in jail.
What the heck?
Dave Nelson, who's one of the deputy dog wardens, he was on a call with us and he got stabbed.
Oh,
Yeah, dude. Have fun on your ride along, bro.
not helping the case right
Yeah.
with my
Yeah.
ride along.
But anyway,
Wow.
that just brought me back. Anyway, we do rescue farm animals a lot, so we need more space so we can fit those large animals in because
Wow.
you can't put like a pig in a dog kennel.
Where are these people getting these stuff? Rogers.
Literally online and Rogers is the only 2 places.
Why is
locally.
Rogers able to sell that stuff?
They're
Rogers is the
I-
I know
they're
I
not.
may get one F-bomb a
No,
show, so
I
I'm not
mean, I
using
know.
there.
I mean,
they're not.
they're not. Can you guys
No.
go in there and bust them?
No, it's not our county.
Can Columbiana go in there and bust them?
It's if it's a commercial operations, then it's the Department of Agriculture.
Interesting.
Really?
Yeah. So the Department of Ag can go in there.
And they never will.
No way.
How much
Wow.
are these people buying these animals for at Rogers?
Couple hundred. Somebody just got 2 emus that are at babies for like a couple $100 a piece, like $200 to $400
Man, I
a
want an
piece.
emu. I'm gonna go buy.
They're
an
at
emu.
they're
Don't
at our
go
partner.
buy an emu.
Our partner farm.
Dude, you get a
Don't do
I
that.
have a barn.
office
I'm
email.
gonna have it.
This is why we have to go and rescue animals because everybody
Right.
says I want that.
So it's
And
also
they don't.
it's also really important to point out too that like a lot of these animals do come from terrible situations, but
Yeah.
they do go on to have really happy lives later.
Yeah, you guys are
Yeah.
getting yelled at by
Um,
Shelly. Shelly says, "Tell them nice stories."
I always get in trouble for this
Yeah.
because my job is doom and gloom and I never share. the
Yeah.
wins.
So like so for example, my wife and I rescued a dog. I forget what her name was when we rescued her, but before either one of us were on the board, we rescued our now she's our oldest pit bull, Claire. And she was rescued from a backyard. She was tied to a tree. The house was vacant. She was basically left for dead.
Yeah.
I think this might have been before you'd even started.
It was right when.
Yeah,
It
or
was
right
just
when
around.
you'd started. But the humane agent at the time took I think her name was Layla at the time, but she, the humane agent at the time, he took Claire home and, kept her warm, kept her safe, because we weren't really sure if she was going to make it.
Yeah.
Wow. So, we adopted her. She was heartworm positive. She was tapeworm positive.
Wow.
Animal Charity provided all of the medical care.
Yeah.
The heartworm treatment. How much is the heartworm treatment?
$1,500 for her.
Oh.
So that's, keep in mind that we spent, I think, $140.
Yeah.
For for a fully vaccinated, treated dog.
Wow.
And now, Christ, I have a tattoo of Claire. She very clearly, lives.
Let me see it.
I've
I've
never
never
seen
seen your tattoo.
That's incredible.
So this is Claire, and this was our first pit bull Wilbur over here.
Oh
Dude,
my god!
I had no idea you
that's
had those.
incredible.
Yeah. So again, we can sit here and we can definitely tell a lot of doom and gloom stories for sure. But like I said, a lot of these dogs do go on. And I can't speak for what the emus are going to do.
Yeah.
But they do go on. They live incredibly happy lives. Jane's team does such a good job finding them homes that are going to be supportive of them. A lot of people like to give animal rescue a bad name because you're selective in who you would, and who you adopt a pet out to. But yeah, everybody's going to be selective because we don't want it to be put right back into that same situation.
I don't understand
makes
why.
sense.
Why would anyone be mad about being selective?
Well,
A lot of people
you
are.
can.
Karens. There's a lot of Karens out there.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, they
shoot.
complain that we'll do a home visit before we adopt you a dog. We'll maybe say we don't think that this is the right fit for your lifestyle.
They should be
Um,
happy you're doing that, right?
Yeah.
Like I would be happy. I'm happy that you guys are doing that. I would want you to come check it out, right?
That's because you're normal, though.
Right.
There are people out there that are
So
hiding
weird.
the fact that they're like hoarding animals or that they're
Yeah.
living in disgust. And they,
Right. And they don't want
those
you
are the
to-
people that don't want you coming in.
Wow.
Is there any kind of, I know this is a little off topic and kind of selfish, but is there any kind of list that one can get on to you guys would say, hey, we just rescued a pile of puppies
Mhm.
that are this type of puppy
Mhm.
and you are a good candidate to
Yep.
adopt them. Here's
Same.
your options.
I do that all the time. Like 2 weeks ago, we got a French bulldog puppy in,
Yeah.
and I know somebody who has adopted from us, was looking, was
Yeah.
waiting, and is an approved adopter.
Ooh, I gotta get
And
your
I
number.
said, and I said,
heck yeah, I want on the list.
I had like 300 people reach out about this, but I already had spoken to her
Wow.
and said, hey, when we get custody of this animal, are you still,
Yeah.
wanting to adopt? Yesterday, we did it with a golden retriever puppy.
Yeah.
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 We have people that reach out and say, hey, can you let me know the next time you get anything that's hypoallergenic, that's a doodle,
Right. Right.
We get that all the
Mine's
time.
gonna be like, hey, I want female, but really ugly. Don't care, really ugly.
See, that's
maybe
not hard.
maybe
Not one of
mangled.
I was gonna say
That is
I want-
not hard.
What
And I want her to be super ugly, and then I'm gonna call her Princess Zelda.
What
Yes.
about the little white dog running around on the
She's
floor?
going to be a therapy dog.
Yeah,
She's
gonna
going
be
to
a therapy dog.
She's going to go live
She's
at,
great.
at
She's great for, like, a nursing home.
Oh my gosh.
Well,
she's
and
She
that's-
is.
Bark. She's great.
And that's exactly, that's
Yeah.
exactly what we're talking about is,
Yeah.
it's a lot of, it's a lot of not letting, an animal's past dictate its future. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I'm thinking in terms of we have, what is he? He's a Caucasian Shepherd, right?
Yeah, he's 200 pounds.
Yeah, his name's
Big
Achilles.
boy.
He's
Big
gigantic.
boy.
He was rescued from was it an apartment or a house?
It was the backyard of a house that was the whole street was part of a drug.
Yeah.
dope
Wow.
Yeah.
situation.
But so people think when they go to rescue a dog, that it's just gonna, and there's nothing wrong with mixed breed dogs. I love
Yeah.
mixed breed
Yeah.
dogs.
Of course.
Great. Yeah.
But there's also the opportunity to, if you're very set on,
A certain breed.
my wife and I, we've, all we've ever had is pit bulls. All we'll probably ever have is pit bulls.
Yeah.
So there's plenty of opportunity to really find your dream dog, if
Yeah.
you will.
Especially if you're just I have a thing for big stupid retrievers.
Yeah.
And I have a dog that's just angry with life and everybody he meets right now. So I'm not getting any more dogs. But in the future, if if the chances of us rescuing like a tiny little stupid
Yeah.
retriever that just wants,
Yeah.
you know, you just want to love it so
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
Like I'm gonna take that thing home.
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow.
Like 100%. Because
Yeah.
I love retrievers.
Yeah. See, and we've always had little tiny dogs.
Yeah.
And so that's what I've always liked.
Yeah.
I don't
Dad was always
We've always
like that.
had little
Yes.
tiny dogs. So
Yeah, and you have to, you know, like, you know, and I
That's my
definitely
dad,
be,
Dean.
I'd definitely be remiss too if I didn't, you know, talk about how great our staff is too at taking care of these animals.
Yeah.
I mean, you talk about a group of people that go above and beyond, like, you know, especially like when you talk about like our humane department. I mean, you guys are you're on call all the time,
Yeah,
like
we are.
literally all the time.
yeah.
That's my dad, and then 2 above is Lisa, one of our
Gus is
other
barking
humane
at your
agents.
voice.
Like, yeah, that's my okay. So you know how you just said you want a really stupid looking,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
ugly
Yeah.
looking. So my dad, he adopted quite a few animals from us, but the dog I've just brought
Yeah.
Yeah.
Him
Hey,
in.
Dad.
Hey, Dad,
Dad,
here's a dog.
Mom,
Yeah,
I just hand him when they're so cute. I hand them to my mom, and
Yeah.
I know that she's not gonna let him go. You know?
Yeah.
So now they have 2 cats and a dog, but his dog Gus has like no neck, no arms. Is literally like like pot belly pig.
Yeah.
Yeah.
My mom didn't know it was a dog when he walked into the house. She was like, "That's not a pig. That's a dog." And I'm
Yeah.
like,
Wow.
"It's a dog."
Love that.
So
I would like maybe missing an eye, maybe missing
That
a
makes
leg.
me happy that
That's
preferred
so
owners are getting first
standard
dibs on
for us.
animals that have homes. Yeah, see, yep, exactly. Want a puppy. Yep. Do you guys do TNR for, say, a cat lady who's a feed? A breed?
Okay,
But I don't know what
okay.
any of that means.
TNR is trap, neuter, release.
Okay.
So going out, you set a live humane trap. Cat runs in it. The door shuts. You go. You get it spayed and neutered, and then you release it
Wow.
back to where it was. Right. So
Okay.
there's a lot of people that do that. Unfortunately for us, we don't do that right now. However, part of our capital campaign, when we have more space,
Yeah.
we do plan on having a TNR program where people can come and rent traps from us, and or just borrow traps from us.
Okay.
Get free food and go and do that, and then we can help get you scheduled either with our clinic or with a close clinic to get them.
Our cats are a big
spayed.
problem with that, correct? Like,
Yes, there
like
are no
huge.
laws for cats, everybody.
there are no laws.
There are no laws.
Okay. Wow. So cats run free.
It's the
and
wild fucking west. There's my
Yeah.
one.
Not
There's
for-
my
not
one
for outdoor
on the
cats,
show.
yeah.
You're good.
Not for
We'll
outdoor
give you
cats.
2 today,
Some places have ordinances about feeding stray cats. We don't have that around here.
Chris. So it's just
They're
wild.
they're just
So,
wild
You know, and I
colonies.
I think Jane touched on a really good transition too. Of, you know, you guys asked about other stuff that we do too.
Yeah.
You know, like we're the county, to my knowledge, the county's only low cost veterinary clinic. So if you can't afford to get care at, you know, one of the bigger veterinary clinics, you know, you can always call us to get care, and we provide it at usually a much lower cost.
I didn't know that. Okay.
So we can do like vaccines, testing, toenail trims, grooming, you know, all of the necessary things to keep your pet happy
Right.
and healthy. Their prevention, flea, tick, heartworm, things like that. We once a month do a low cost surgery day, dentals, mask removals, spays and neuters.
Huh.
And then if not, we have a network of vet clinics that we can refer you to, and you can let them know, hey, Animal Charity told me to call. They're going to give you a discount or a deal, or they're going to be an affordable cost as well. But they're not local. You have to drive.
Vet stuff is super, super expensive.
Mhm.
Like,
Get
ridiculous.
insurance expensive.
Yeah, right. Like,
Mhm.
I've never gotten insurance. I'm thinking about it though at some
You
point.
100% should.
Right.
Mhm.
How much is vet? Do you have pet insurance on your dog?
No, I have my wife's a vet
He
vet
doesn't need
tech,
it.
so I get a massive discount
You
insurance.
get-
That is a
Free.
free insurance. Yeah. Because I mean, I've heard, like, you know, we're bankers, we're loan officers. I've actually had people come in to refinance
Mhm.
debt. And I'm like, what kind of, like, it's like
Animal
weird.
surgery.
It was animal surgery.
Knee
Like
surgery.
20,000, 30,000.
I spent
Yeah,
$20,000
crazy. Yeah, exactly.
on my dog Zoe, who unfortunately passed away a year ago at the age of 7.5.
Oh.
But in 7.5 years, she had epilepsy. She had everything under the sun. But yes,
Wow.
yes,
Yeah.
See, did you have insurance?
No.
Oh, so you're never going to not get
Brutal.
insurance.
and no, not moving forward. If I ever were to get a puppy again, then
Insurance.
I
all
would
day.
get getting insurance. First thing I would do.
Wow.
We also, we work a lot with, we have some really great, we have a really great network of dog trainers as well.
Oh yeah.
That help if you're, because like one of the biggest reasons that people will abandon pets or, will surrender them to shelters that take surrenders is just simple behavioral issues that most of the time some simple training will help.
Right.
So we have, I'm thinking like dogs. I always butcher the
Dog Smarts Unleashed.
I never really know. Yeah, I never really know because it ends with a Z, and I never really know how to pronounce the Z. So I was hoping that
Dog Smarts Unleashed.
Yeah,
and they're just right here in
right
Poland.
up in Poland.
Okay,
and she's
where's that at?
One of the highest rated behavioral trainers.
It's right on Western Reserve.
Oh, down right
yeah, Jenny.
Right between 5 Points and 680.
Yeah, Jenny. Jenny's actually on our board.
She comes to our shelter once or twice a week.
Yeah, she she does behavioral assessments on all of our dogs to, figure out which dogs might have behavioral issues in the future, which dogs are good to adopt, things like that. But that's definitely something that we want, that I wanted to point out is
that's how we get more dogs into homes too now, because we're able to say, hey, this dog likes to do this, does not like to do that, and we can help match them up better.
Kids, no kids, other dogs.
We have adopted more animals out in the last few months since her and our two of our girls, Michaela and Casey, kind of tightened up that program than ever before.
Yeah, because I mean, so I have 3 boys under 12. That is going to be you're going to need a dog
that's ready for it.
That's ready for kids. I mean, because
and we have those. Like I can tell you, our longest resident, he wants to live with kids and dogs.
Right.
Like 100%. But he's also been in our shelter for almost 6 years now.
6 years?
Mm-hmm. And he has no behavior problems.
Just why is nobody taking him?
What kind of dog is he?
A pit.
There you go.
I don't even know that it's so much that. I just think that he's.
Do people have problems with pits? I mean, I know you love pit bulls.
I've never.
There's always that. It's just
so. I mean, my dogs have done extensive training. They.
Oh, look at him.
He is just an angel.
Oh, he's in a sweater.
Yeah.
Look at him.
I love him.
Look at him.
What a good.
So he's been in there for 6 years.
January of 2018.
What's his name?
Herschel.
Somebody go adopt
Loves
Herschel.
Dogs. He's good with kids.
Someone go adopt Herschel right now,
so
please.
present.
Yeah.
I want a pit bull so bad.
You have the room now.
I know. I'm gonna have the acreage.
You're gonna have the acreage for. I mean,
I live in the historic district in Boardman. I don't exactly have acreage. I think I have 0.12 acres, and I have
5 acres.
Yeah, I have 2 big. They're
you need a herding dog. You need
you give them their walk once or twice.
Yeah.
You give them their walk. You give them their walk. You play with them a little bit.
Wow.
I work from home. I work in my
just
basement.
Want to cuddle.
Yeah, and Winston literally lays on the couch in my basement and stares at me the whole day. Like, you done yet?
Yeah.
Yeah.
How
are they off leash outside at all?
I don't do it. Off
Any
leash.
dog should
no
not be
dog should be off leash, and that's more a pet responsibility thing.
Yeah.
But when you have bully breed dogs, especially, you have to be even more careful. Not so much of your dog, but of what other people's crappy trained dogs might do, because then your dog will get blamed for it.
Santos
exactly.
Yeah, Santos is saying it right here. They kind of like what you just said.
Yeah.
Pit bulls have a bad rap because of crappy owners.
Yeah.
But they're most the loving, caring breed out there. You know what you need on your 5 acres? Couple turkeys and a couple emus.
Nope, don't do that.
No. So what we're gonna do, Luke? We're gonna have an emu room, and like Chris is gonna come in here and be like, "Oh, what's in this room? The door's usually open."
That is what we 100% did when we were walking through that house the other day. We're like, what is going to be in here?
Surprise.
And open it, and it would just be the most random thing.
Oh my God, what is it? It's emus.
Chris, open up the door.
The emu room.
When somebody was like, "There's foxes down there in that room right there."
Really?
And I'm like, "What's in here?" Turkeys with bunnies.
Wow.
And hedgehogs.
How big was this house?
Not big.
Not big enough.
No, they're never big enough.
Yeah.
Because they wouldn't have this problem.
Nothing's big enough.
No, it wouldn't be filled with shit.
I just
Literally.
think people are they don't like.
It's mental
It's a
health
problem,
situation.
right? It's
yeah.
like a mental.
I mean,
problem.
it's it's an education situation too.
Wow.
Like, it's like it's an education system. Like, it's an education problem of, okay, maybe an emu is not the best bet. Like, for
There's
your
a lack of resources
right.
in
There's
the
a
city
lack
of
of
Youngstown.
resources.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
You summed that up for Youngstown.
And
across
I
the
think a
board.
lot of
100%.
I think a lot of people adopt these animals too, thinking that they're going to provide them a good home. Like, I remember there was that potbelly pig craze for a while.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like, I'm sorry, but even if you get a miniature pig, it's still a big freaking animal.
It was a people being sold potbelly pigs, and they thought they were teacup pigs, even though teacup pigs aren't even a thing.
No, they're
Right.
just way too young to be separated from the
Right.
others.
Yeah.
So I think that some of these situations start out with with good intent.
Yeah.
And then there's always just the run of the mill too. Unfortunately, someone passes away, so that they have an animal, and then the animal's
Left alone.
the animal's left alone.
We do a lot of elderly. That's one thing that drives me absolutely insane in the city of Youngstown is how many deceased elderly people or elderly people that are found barely alive in medical emergencies that have a house full of animals or even just one little dog.
Yeah.
And we're the ones getting the call and we're the ones responding to those
Nobody's
calls.
actually calling for the person.
Nobody's calling for the
Wow.
person, or they've called for the person and nobody's helping them. Do you know how many times like we've showed up and it'll be a deceased elderly person
Yeah.
Wow.
and we're the first on scene, and it happens all.
Wow.
It drives me. That's like I get so upset
Yeah.
because the amount of elderly people that I see suffering in the city
Wow.
of Youngstown is unbelievable.
Wow.
Unbelievable.
We should have you on with some of the government officials from the
I would
city
love
of
to.
Youngstown.
Please call
Wouldn't that
me.
be fun? Maybe we should get
Please call me.
the mayor on here and what's his name? Julius.
I would love to. However, I have gone to city council
Yeah.
a few times.
And what do they say?
Nothing. I've gone to their city council meetings. I have gone to
One of those
their
situations where you talk and they
they're
kind of just take it in and
compri-
then go.
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, they're
I've
not.
been
Oh,
to
that's where
some-
they say, "Oh, we're not allowed to respond."
Can you get this, and this for me? And I'll be like, sure. I'll get it to them within a week. Nothing.
Yeah, of course.
And then they'll be like, well, can you have a meeting with this team and this team? Sure. I'll do
Yeah.
it in a week. Nothing.
So they
Yeah.
just get out of my face.
yeah, they're just stalling.
Yeah.
You need to talk to this freaking politicians.
I know.
I'm not hearing
I
that
would
back.
be happy to.
I was also promised I wouldn't be attacked today.
that sounds just like the board. I'm not here.
No, I would.
I'm not hearing that. That's such a political.
I
call.
don't even need to have a conversation with anybody. Come take a look at our building. Come walk in those doors.
Yeah, just to
And
see
let
it.
me walk you by every single animal that's from the city of
Yeah.
Youngstown.
Wow.
Because I think there's only maybe 4 in the entire 200 animals that we have in the building that are not from the city of Youngstown.
So I guess the question would be, what would you want the city of Youngstown to do
Pay for their medical bills
for the people,
for the animal.
for the animals?
Pay for the animals' medical bills, because then I guarantee you that once they start seeing all those bills add up for
Yeah.
all that we're having people donate for,
Uh-huh.
they're gonna start saying, "Oh crap, this is a lot of money. We
Right.
should probably do something about this before it gets out of hand like this." And
Because it's not their problem.
so today
right now.
they announced, I don't know if you guys saw the news at 6, but they
Right.
announced they're going to have like a quality control person for the 7th ward that can go around, work with code enforcement and say, hey, there's some trash, like tires on the road. Let's get to this before it becomes a violation of code. One person for 2 years that got funded, it was $146,000
Whoa.
from the ARPA funds
Yeah.
for this 2 years for one person for 7th ward only. And I just keep thinking you need 35 of them for every single ward to make a dent.
Right.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like literally.
I like the way I like her thoughts. She's good.
Yeah.
You're right on. You're right on. I know.
Thank you.
I 100% agree. And the other problem is too, and we had what's his name? Derek McDowell from Youngstown Fleet.
Mhm.
And his whole thing is people in Youngstown need to start taking accountability. Like that's
We're-
like not
we
just
hold them accountable for
Yeah,
what our part
exactly.
is. We are
Right.
absolutely holding them
It's
accountable
like
for
They
those
need to
things.
step up and take their
And-
own accountability.
Yeah, and
not be-
Julius has said that too. Julius
I
said
get that, but
yeah.
they are without
without help.
help
Yeah.
when they asked for help.
That's
Mm.
that's a problem.
That is a problem, because when people are, you tell people, if you need help, ask for help before it becomes a problem.
Right.
Everybody's asking for help and begging for help in the city of Youngstown, and there is
Yeah.
nobody there to help them. And then
yeah.
we show up with code enforcement and our little team of 5 people in
Yeah.
Youngstown Community Police,
Yeah.
and we're trying to literally put a band-aid on a freaking volcano
Yeah. If they responded
when it
and
was
helped
yeah.
when people asked for
It
it
would-
right away and efficiently, it would make
Mhm.
more people speak
and that
up.
goes
That makes sense.
that goes all across the board for every. I mean, I don't know, they wouldn't even, I mean, I can go on and on and on and on and on, but I don't expect anything to change based off of just the fact that they couldn't resolve the whole ambulance situation for a fraction of what
that's
was
a
needed.
freaking mess.
It's the same as us. We can do more for the city that's needed with this small amount of funding, but they're going to go another way.
Well, and the other thing is too, it's like the problem is the same people, regardless of party too, Chris, by the way, the same people continually get reelected and there's no change and it's just the same.
I feel like
Yeah.
there's a lot of people that are I feel like there's a lot of people on city council that hear me when I talk to them and have taken the time to reach out and ask questions and hear me.
But they don't do anything.
But then it is when it comes to working together as a group, they can't get anything done. And you could feel it. Like when I went to city council that day and got up there and I was given 3 minutes to speak, I was literally in buckets filled to my knees with code enforcement officers digging through bodies of dead animals in mass graves that whole day.
Wow.
And then I show up there in the same clothes. I smelled like crap. And I put a plea out saying, I'm just here to tell you who we are and that we need help.
Yeah.
Nothing.
Yeah.
It's been like 18 months of like begging for help and nothing.
Wow.
I mean, I've had to reach out to the commissioners and ask them to help. I've had to reach out to so many people. Nothing. So that's why you can hear it here first because I don't care anymore.
Tracy Randall says, God bless her. There you go. Use the COVID money to help solve this problem.
Yes,
Wow.
I agree.
Okay, well, before
we are an organization that qualifies for the ARPA funds of all of those millions of dollars that the city of Youngstown has. So if you need to unload it before the end of 2024.
She's good.
Yeah, it's also worth noting too, because I know that you guys wrap up soon.
No, you're good.
That we are privately funded. We don't receive, we get the occasional government donation, like she mentioned the commissioners helped. We get the occasional government donation, but we don't even though
grants.
when every law enforcement department in Mahoning County has a need with animals, they call us. We receive zero regular dollars of government funding.
So it's all
donations.
Yeah.
Where can somebody donate? Online?
Yeah, on our Facebook, on our website, www.animalcharityofohio.org.
Okay.
Yeah, you can stop in at our Market Street location and, like Jane mentioned, we'll show you around and show you why it's so important that we did buy this new building. Like she mentioned before, I think before the show started, like we don't even take patients inside of the building or, clients inside of the building anymore because we've had to maximize the space that we store all these animals in. So there is no waiting room.
Yeah.
Do you guys take, I know another question I always get, blankets?
Yes. Okay.
Food.
We have a huge need right now
Okay.
for, blankets, peanut butter, laundry detergent, and dry dog food that is not chicken. So lamb and beef.
Okay.
Lamb and beef dry dog food is a
And-
huge need.
Okay, so say that again.
Laundry detergent, blankets. Peanut butter, litter, and dry dog food.
And where can people drop this off at?
At either one of our locations in Boardman,
Okay.
4140 Market, Canfield, 525 West Main.
Okay, and then
We're also always looking for volunteers too.
Yes.
and volunteers.
Austintown Township trustee Robert Santos said, "Give them my number."
I would
330-531.
love to call you. I will talk to you tomorrow.
He's good. So
I will
okay.
get that.
All right. So what we'll do is we'll take a clip tomorrow, I'll clip, and we'll make a reel and we'll share that little info spot because I know people are always asking where can I donate food, blankets.
It's all on our website.
Okay, cool. So we'll
All
do
on
that
our
tomorrow
website.
too. Just get some help out. And then when you guys start your campaign, right? It's starting or
We just sent it out in the mail.
We're kicking it off. We've owned the building now for what, 2-3 months maybe.
okay.
We had to take a loan out for it because we couldn't raise. I mean, all of our money is going to these animals. We had to take a loan out.
Use our Facebook groups. Use our Facebook groups. All the everything Poland, everything Canfield. I'll use those for fundraising stuff, right? I mean, those
absolutely.
post away. You know what I mean? So
That's
anything
great.
you guys need, post away in those because we have. I mean, at this point, man, we're getting
Right
up to
now,
30,
it's
40,000
a lot of.
people.
I mean, yes, we monetary funds to keep our organization afloat, but
Yeah.
we do have supply needs right now, so we do
Okay,
need dog
we'll
food
push
and
that
blankets and
out.
stuff.
We'll help you guys see if we can get some word out on that for sure.
Absolutely.
And then and then what about adopting? So if somebody wants to adopt a dog,
All of our dogs that are available for adoption are right on our website.
She's looking at me. Hi, puppy.
She's so tired.
Hi, puppy.
Hi, pretty princess. Hi, Angel. Hola. Hola.
¿Cómo está?
She knows Spanish.
Oh, maybe that's what she's looking at. It's weird.
Hola.
Just
You guys are speaking a different language.
This is, I don't understand
So
what you're
I
saying.
walked in the one day and I said hola, and all of those dogs stood up, and I was like,
Oh,
Yeah.
Hola, ¿cómo está? Muy bien.
the lunar tail.
Oh, muy bien. What is it? El perro. Isn't that a dog? Perro?
Yeah, because
Perro.
Gato is a cat.
Perro. Perro. Bien perro.
She's looking at me like,
Yeah.
you are so stupid,
Yeah.
dude.
So, all right, sorry. Sidetracked. Adopting a dog.
Yeah, it's all on our website. All of the dogs that are available with their needs are on our website, and then we highlight them on our Instagram and on our Facebook. And we just ask, fill out an application and let us help you meet and decide who's the best fit for your family.
Awesome.
I'll definitely be doing
We
that.
do adoption
Yeah,
meet and
yeah.
greets almost
100%.
every
Yeah.
day.
100%.
Right?
Yeah, 100%.
And if
Yeah.
like we talked about earlier, if you want something specific,
Yeah.
just fill out your
Right.
adoption app
Yeah.
and put what you're waiting for, and we'll call
Yeah.
you.
Listen,
when
they're
we get
picky with who they have. My wife's a vet tech. I better be top of that
My
list.
spoiled brats want a Welsh Corgi.
Yeah.
Oh, we
I'm
had
sure.
so many corgi mixes recently.
Seriously?
Yeah, they're all gone now.
Good job, dude.
We had like 4 or 5 of them.
But
Say
like
what?
you could get put on the list, and then hey, we just got a shipment of corgis.
Literally, when people ask me, like, hey, do you guys ever get any donkeys in? And then some stupid case happens 2 weeks later, and
I'm gonna
in
say
comes the
this.
donkey.
If you get a Welsh Corgi looking
Yeah.
dog, let me know because
If you
my
get
boys.
any emus, I know a guy
They're on.
has an emu farm. He has an emu farm. He's legitimate.
People don't buy emus
Listen,
from Rogers.
Here's what we're looking for. By the way, we are looking for wolves and mountain lions.
We're trying to solve the Mill Creek Park problem.
Yes, I hear.
With the
I
deer.
know all about
So
it.
if
Wolves,
you
yes.
collect wolves
Mountain
or mountain
lions,
lions
and bears.
Okay, get
any-
a permit now.
Release
So that way,
them-
if I get them,
release
they're
them
all on
into
you,
Mill
and
Creek.
you can go ahead
listen,
and do it.
Solve
you just call us
the
and we'll
deer
come
problem.
get 'em.
Okay,
Okay.
but it's got to be under the table because that is
We're gonna-
highly illegal.
We're gonna do this all under the
Okay.
table.
Also, just for anybody who think that's not literal.
Please
Please don't.
it
Don't
is.
call the
We're
Secretary of
kidding, we're
State.
kidding.
Don't.
This is all for
Don't listen to Chris.
entertainment purposes
Listen,
only.
we're gonna release mountain lions into Mill Creek
And we're
Park.
buying said
You're-
wild animals with hardcore drugs.
We're gonna get.
Did you guys see Cocaine Bear?
No, I know. I
Yes.
want to see it.
Did you?
I heard
Okay,
it was
I just saw
hysterical.
it.
Yeah.
And then, but the craziest thing is that like 2 weeks later, there was a story. Did
Yeah.
you?
No, about the mountain lion that was on coke. Yeah.
It was only because of that movie. There
Yeah.
was no way
Yeah.
that somebody was like, dude, we
What-
should totally
what-
give this mountain.
Well,
lion.
Isaac, maybe Rogers has mountain lions we could buy.
Uh,
dude.
If you're gonna get them anywhere, like
gonna be
on the
Rogers?
market, it's gonna be Rogers.
No,
100%.
come on.
Chris. Like it's like a disappointed.
over
He's
it.
like a disappointed dad. Like it's
Yeah.
just like it's the disappointed dad. It's just,
Don't buy animals
Again,
from Rogers.
Yes.
Yeah, don't even go to Rogers.
Please
Don't like if there are vendors there that sell things that aren't animals that you like arts and crafts. Find a different way to buy them. That place is such a shithole.
I'm gonna-
Stop going.
I'm gonna get a
Yeah.
samurai sword, some throwing stars, and an emu.
Again, minus the emu. That's not our problem. If you want those things, great.
And remember, if you are concerned about the animals at
Right,
Rogers, you
yes.
are more than welcome to call the Department of Ag. Please don't call me. I can't do anything about it.
Galloping out of Rogers on an emu.
I
Yeah.
just don't understand how they can sell that crap there. It's insane.
Mhm.
They're not supposed to. That's the thing. They just don't care.
They just don't. Well, they're not.
There's
getting
nobody
in trouble.
regulating
Yeah,
it.
you're not getting in trouble.
So you can call the Department of Ag for anything related to Rogers that is not.
Emus
somebody
are
call
such
me.
assholes too. They are not
Yes,
nice
they-
at all.
No, they're adorable when they're small, and I totally.
And they
get
get
that.
big and
But then they
Yeah.
get mean and they like challenge
So
you. And they're
Rebel-
like, get up in your face.
So this all emu started because Rebel Rescue Ranch has some emus that somebody bought and
They, like,
blah blah
they look
blah.
like this and they kick you.
Like no, those are ostriches too.
No, there's the emus,
Ostriches
and they're like
are
really
mean.
mean. They're like,
I'll show you guys after.
We're losing it. We gotta get out of here.
I'm,
All right.
I'm delirious.
All
at
right,
this point.
Isaac. Say our goodbye thing.
everybody, thank you so much for watching. We appreciate you for tuning in. Like Luke said earlier, check out our sponsors down below, all 3 of them. And also MLO Bros stands for Mortgage Loan Originator Brothers. We are loan officers, so give us a call. Oh my goodness, he's
That's
so
Rebel
cute.
Rescue
Dude,
Ranch.
tell me you don't want to need you.
Yeah, but
They
they're
have a home
mean,
already,
man. They
but-
grow up and they're so not nice. But we're loan officers, so call us when you need a mortgage. We'll help you out.
Things look like raptors.
1949316. Yeah, but then they get like, especially
Mean,
the guys,
vicious.
they get like mean and aggressive, and like you get in their territory and they like challenge you.
Did you ever hear of the Great Emu War of Australia? Look it up.
There was an
The-
emu war.
Yes, it was the Australians versus the emus, and
There's
the Australians lost. The emus won, dude. Okay, this is literal history.
They're such jerks. Yeah.
It's like running in
Yes,
battle against a bunch of
100%.
emus.
And the
It's-
emus are just
Look
like-
it up. It's true.
Charge.
Yes.
And then they go like, I just picture like Braveheart with like people and emus
They're
chasing
not
each other.
nice,
The
man.
Great
They're not nice
Emu
at
War
all.
in 1932, and the emus won. The
I watched
Australians lost.
this YouTuber, and he has like a rescue ranch in I
Yeah.
want to say it's like Texas or something. And he has this emu, and he calls it like Frank. And every day he goes outside, let's see if Frank attacks me today. And this thing sees him come out the door, and you just see it like run over like a
Pterodactyl style.
velociraptor
Yeah.
and just like start pecking him. And he has a riot shield. And, he just has to, and he's like, I gotta go feed the goats, bro. Just leave me alone.
All right, let's get out of here. So we are the MLO Bros. We're loan officers. If you need a loan, call us. Thank you for coming on YouTube.
Thank
We
you.
appreciate it. Again, it's the Animal Charity of Ohio. You can find them online, Facebook, social media,
All of the
websites,
things.
all above. Make sure you check them out. And we will be back next week. I don't think we have any guests next week.
We'll figure it out.
Figure it out. That's kind of
Yeah,
what
we got.
do.
I'm focused
tomorrow.
on tomorrow.
Tomorrow we have a big day tomorrow.
Yeah.
We are calling
What time does
basketball.
that start? What time do I have to be?
We have to go set up.
What time?
3:30.
Okay, that's fine.
And then our first game's at 5. We're calling basketball games tomorrow.
For work.
It's an all-star game, Maludic Live all-star games.
Youngstown All-Star games.
All the high
Yeah.
schoolers. So
Nice.
4 games. We've never called basketball games before.
Yeah, I have no idea what I'm doing.
I wouldn't either.
No,
Yeah.
I mean, I've watched some sports.
Just be loud and mumble a lot, and then
I
your
figured.
fingers.
Well, the problem is
There's
so
one
that-
thing I'm good at. It's being loud and mumbling.
Yeah,
There you go.
and then the problem is like I'm trying to figure. I haven't memorized anybody's names or numbers, so
Yeah.
that's gonna be a
Oh,
problem.
Yeah. He can't expect that of us.
No,
They should at least have one person there that knows what they're doing,
Well, you-
and then you guys could be celebrity.
no,
ones,
you
right?
got to figure somebody's gonna be a ball hog and they're just gonna shoot all the time. So we'll just memorize that person's name.
Yeah.
Right.
Maybe it'll be
Figure it
like
out.
schoolyard stuff where they'll just like call it. It was a foul. And
Yeah,
then
we'll figure it out. Well,
Yeah.
we make this stuff up as we go anyway, so we'll figure it out. So, all right, thank you guys for coming, Animal Charity.
Thank
We'll see you
you.
guys all later.
Yeah.
Good luck. Bye, little baby.
Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody. See you. She's such a good girl.
Well, gotta wave to that one too.
Yeah, bye, Instagram.
Bye, Instagram.
We gave them no love at all.
No.
Sorry.
All right, bye.
Progress.
Killing in the name of some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn crosses. Some of those that work forces are the same that burn